Yo, what's up? This is the Really Kick It Podcast, episode number 6, and I got a very special guest with me. I got somebody who I grew up with, somebody who I know is solid, somebody I know changed his life in the end, but we gonna go through the whole thing from beginning to end because I want y'all to know him like I know him, and I'm even gonna learn some things throughout this conversation or journey. You understand what I'm saying? And with that said, I want to introduce y'all to my friend, Taekwon Midjet, or Ty Black. Ty, let them know who you are.
Yeah, how y'all doing, man? Thank you for having me, first and foremost. It's definitely an honor, man, to be on your podcast, man, to see your growth, especially coming from where we coming from. As he said, my name is Taekwon Midjet. You know, most know me in the streets as Ty Black, Ty Paperwork. You know, I'm from Brooklyn, you know what I mean? Fort Greene stand up, Marcy Project stand up. I'm all over, man, throughout Brooklyn, man. All
right. So I want to talk about where it started because we know where we're gonna end up with the change and you changing your life and you doing a about face. But how did this start, man? Let me know about young Ty Black.
Man, growing up, I guess, you know, I was a normal kid, man. You know, got into my bull job. You know what I'm saying? Got into my bullshit, whatever the case may be. Getting in trouble. You know what I mean? I played sports. You know what I mean? I was heavy in sports, you know what I mean? Heavy in the music. You know, over time, you know, I got corrupted. I like to call it, I like to say I got corrupted. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, slowly but surely, man, I started pulling away from the sports, man, and the music, you know what I mean, the boxing and stuff like that, man. I just, you know, jumped full-fledged into the street life, man, and, you know, things led to where they led, you know what I'm saying?
Listen, but when we was growing up, we didn't have a lot of what these kids have available to them. So we was outside, like we was the outside kids. We was outside playing Skelly, Coco Levia, Black Road, trying to hump something. Like we was outside kids.
Right.
But was it good or bad growing up in Fort Greene? Would you, from your perspective?
I mean, from my perspective, man, it was what you make it, man. I think it was bad for those who couldn't hold their own. You know what I'm saying? For those like us, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't bad for us because we was outside. Mm-hmm. We was part of the wolves, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Even though we was younger, you know what I'm saying? We still came in at that respect, and we still wasn't allowing nobody in our age bracket or even older to bully us. You know what I'm saying? To the point where, yeah, we played Black Road, we played Manhunt with the older dudes. You know what I'm saying? They catch us. You know what I mean? When they catch you, they gonna put the beats on you. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, the object was to not get caught. But if you got caught, it is what it is. You know what I mean? You got to eat those punches, whatever. So I think in a sense that toughened us up. You know what I'm saying? Playing those type of games with the older dudes and stuff like that. So, you know, going at somebody in our own age bracket, that wasn't nothing. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
So, you know, we used to going at the head, so to speak. But yeah, Fort Greene been, you know, it's been good to me, man. Like I said, you know, I done a lot in Fort Greene, good, bad, in between, whatever you want to call it, man. Met a lot of solid dudes, man. You know, I'm proud of a lot of dudes that I came up with, you know what I mean, that I grew up with, you know what I'm saying, that made some of their lives. Not saying I didn't make anything of my life. I just think that everybody's path is already set out for them. It's all about when you're going to get on that path, you know what I mean, and where it's going to lead you. And the path that I took was meant for me to take that path because the Creator had already set that path for me to get where I'm at currently today. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it is what it is. Would I have rather gone through this path? Probably not. But at the same time, going through this path has made me the person that I am, and I wouldn't change it for nothing.
And that's a lot of times I like to say that the blessings are the lessons, the things we live to, because we could apply what we learned going forward, and that could change a lot of things for you too. When we were kids growing up in Fort Greene, man, we had a lot of freedom. We didn't think it was all the freedom, but we had a lot of freedom. We used to be outside. We used to be around the big guys. We seen a lot fast. So with the average kid growing up now, they more so house kids. We seen a lot, so we was able to internalize a lot. We was able to see who the suckers was, who the cool guys was, who footprints you want to follow, if at all. And your pops, Shabu, Very eclectic, man.
Right.
Very eclectic, but he was always him. And that's something that all of y'all have. You, E, I'm talking about his brothers if y'all don't know.
Right.
Like all of y'all are so eclectic and so focus driven. Like whatever y'all say y'all gonna do, y'all do it.
I mean, that's pretty much it, man. Like, we come from a time, you know what I'm saying, it's very seldom you see it now, but we come from a time where your word was everything. That's the only thing we owned in this world was our word. So we say something, we gonna stand on that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we come from a time where you have to be careful with your words. You know what I'm saying? Because what you say, people gonna make you stand on what you say. You know what I'm saying? And in those times, and for me, you know, it was a bit different because I like to say, you know, I had the best of both worlds in a good and a bad way, you know, coming, you know, from Fort Greene, but also growing up in Marcy Projects because my mom's is from Marcy Projects and my pops is from Fort Greene. So bouncing back and forth, going to school in Marcy, going to school in Fort Greene, I was able to interact with a lot of different people and meet a lot of different people going to school, playing sports, doing whatever I was doing, you know what I mean, which ultimately led me down the path of, like I said, I was corrupted early. Yeah. So, you know, that led me into being able to go down to a Marcy Projects and start, you know, doing the things that I was doing as far as, you know what I mean, selling drugs, you know, busting heads.
See, hold on. Because I never knew that connection. I know you, since I want to say, I can't even put an age on it. I don't even, like we don't formally meet. Niggas just know each other.
Right.
Like so I can't remember when we met. But I never knew that you had the Marcy connection like that until later on when I told you, son told me about you when I was in jail.
Like I said, my mom's is from, you know, Marcy, man, and my pops is from Fort Greene. So that's how, you know, the Marcy Fort Greene connection came about. And, you know, it's crazy because, you know, when I was coming up, those two hoods were beefing with each other. So it's like, it's crazy. Like I said, you know, but I went to school with Marcy. I went to school with Fort Greene because I went to school in Marcy.
Yeah.
I went to school in Fort Greene. So that's how I know so many people. And, you know, I'm able to tie people together. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm that bridge for most people. But, you know, grandma's from, you know, Marcy. You know what I mean? A lot of my family from Marcy and stuff like that. So, you know, that's how that Marcy Fort Greene connection come into play, man. As far as, you know, boy you was incarcerated with, you know, I don't really give him too much.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say his name.
Yeah,
but
I don't really want to give him too much airtime.
He spoke highly of you when he seen me, like, yo, you know my man and all that. He spoke highly of you, and then the next time I see you, like that nigga's a rat, man.
Yeah, absolutely, and you know, and I stand by that. You know, I'm more of a person that feel like if you're gonna, I don't promote the street stuff, right?
Not at all.
You know what I mean? So let's be clear on that. But
morality still exists.
I'm one of these people that say, if you're gonna dive into the streets, be ready to accept what comes with it. Everything. The good, the bad, the middle, the in between, whatever.
Not just one part of it, because the other side is coming.
That's right, because you know, like I said, him and I, we cool. Of course, he gonna speak highly of me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a good dude. You know what I'm saying? I've always been solid. I always stood on morals and principles, right? And you know, but unfortunately, we were caught up in a situation, you know, with the Alphabet Boys, with the feds and all that, and he didn't hold it down. You know what I mean? And I don't even like to say he told or he ratted. I like to say he lied. Right? Because it's like you was pillow talking. You just was running your mouth, saying anything, hoping it catch. And, you know, unfortunately, you know what I mean? He didn't get on the stand, but I read the statements in trial, you know what I'm saying? Try to put him on stand, you know, a lot of things with it. A lot of foul stuff went on with that case, man. You know, ultimately, you know, I blew trial. I received 297 months to life.
Real quick, right there. How did you feel hearing that? Because that's the fast. They say it in months. They don't give you like, yo, you gonna do 5 years, or they hand you your sentence in months, right?
Yes, it's definitely months. But truth be told, man,
That should sound like forever when you heard it though, right?
Truth be told, I laughed. You know what I'm saying? I laughed at it. My people still look at me like, why was you laughing? I'm like, what was I supposed to do? Cry? I can't. What
you can't let it break you. You can't let it break you. I stood on the other side. I got to stand on this side.
This is what you gave me, right? It's unfortunate, but I can't cry. Crying or laughing, whatever, ain't gonna change the time. All I gotta do is get in that lower library, get focused on what I need to do. You know what I'm saying? And get the time back like I ultimately did. You know what I'm saying? So you gave me that. You know, it took me a few appeals and stuff like that. I think I won on my fourth appeal. You know what I'm saying? I won on like my fourth appeal, my 3582 C2, whatever. I went on that appeal, whatever the case may be. I filed some different stuff.
Some people would have got discouraged, but you just pushed past.
Absolutely. And then the fact, I think the luxury of it was for me, which initially I was annoyed because you sent me to California. So I started off in USP, California, USP Lompoc, California. And it's not even in LA, it's like in San Bernardino County or some crap like that. Yeah. But you know, once you in any prison for a year or more, you become a resident of that state, so to speak, right? So with them basically making me a resident of that state, so to speak, I utilized their laws, you know, shepherdized them and applied it to New York law, you know what I'm saying? And I was able to use a lot of case law and stuff like that and get back, because a lot of people, they look at cases that won and automatically believe, oh, this case won, so I could utilize this case for my case and win too. And that's not the case. You could take a case that lost and still utilize it to your case because you're not looking...
Because it still set a precedent that you could use, right?
You're looking for the language.
Yeah.
The language matters. You know what I mean? In all these cases, the language matters and stuff like that. You could take a Gerber case versus whatever. The language, if the language applies to your case, you could use the language within that thing and make it apply. Not to mention, Obama had passed some laws and stuff like that I asked for a postponement, you know what I mean? So that can apply to me. And at that time, they denied me, and I was sentenced probably like 2 weeks prior to them passing that bill. Yeah. So it couldn't apply to me, but being that I was on an active appeal, it applied to me. But the feds are so nasty, right, that it applied to me. But now what they did was with my case where they put not for publication. So now it can't apply to nobody else. It applied to me, but you put not for publication, so you can't come down and use that case because that case, my case would open the floodgates for a lot of other people to come down.
That's crazy, and they blocked it?
Yeah, they put
so they said nobody could come.
They put not for publication. They do it.
That's crazy.
They do a lot of.
So it's legal. What you did is 100% legal. Yeah, but they trying to stop other people from using this legal avenue to turn their shit around.
Pretty much, because I mean, as long as you want to appeal, for the most part, your case is not closed. It's still an active case. So usually any case law that come out, it should apply to you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
No, and you haven't been sentenced, right?
You were sentenced already, but again, you on an active appeal. So it should apply to you if it fits your case, right? And a lot of times, a lot of people don't know. I mean, you get a lot of people that know how to do their legal work to get everybody else out, but when it come to getting themselves out, I mean, it'd be an uphill battle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like me, like I said, I was fortunate to learn the law, you know what I'm saying, and really study, you know what I'm saying? And then I got with another guy out of Brooklyn, you know what I mean? Shout out to my boy Nash, you know what I mean, Devon Nash, you know what I'm saying? Got with him, and I got with one of the local homies out of LA, out of Cali, man, the homie KD. And they was in that library with me, man. They cited some cases for me, man, and you know what I mean? They helped me tie everything together, man, and I was able to send that in. I filed some pro se motions. I've been filing pro se motions on my own before I even got to Cali. But when I got there, to Cali, to Lompoc, you know what I mean, I met some other guys that were even more, you know, lethal with that law. You know what I mean? That also gave me some guidance, you know what I mean, and helped me along the way, man. So I was able to, you know, put that together, put that demo together, that demonstration, and send it on down. And my lawyer had hit me up. He didn't even tell me that I lost my appeal. That appeal I had filed, because I had just filed it probably like 3 weeks prior. One of the guys seen it on the computer.
Yeah.
And said, "Hey, yo, ain't this your name?" He says, "You lost." I said, "I lost? I just filed that." So I'm like, my lawyer ain't contact me or nothing. What the fuck?
So hold on, before you get into that, how was the turnaround so quick?
Like, man, your guess is as good as mine, truthfully, man. Like, I was just as, flabbergasted as, you know what I mean? Like, you looking right now, I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah,
I just put that in. You know what I'm saying? They shot it down. You know what I'm saying? So in my mind, I'm like, yo, this lawyer not doing what he's supposed to be doing. But then when I ended up speaking to him, he was like, yo, I encourage you to take any and all programs that's available to you. At this time, there's nothing else I can do. I said, what?
That's what the lawyer said?
That's what the lawyer told me.
Oh,
you know
he threw the white flag in.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, all right. But I already been filing like my own motions and stuff like that. But now what I did was, when I filed this pro se motion, right, I sent it to the court. But what I did was I sent 4 copies. And this is important because it's one for the judge, one for the stenographer, one for the prosecution, and one for my attorney. Now, had I missed any of them, they would have threw my case out. Right, because I didn't follow protocol. Everybody put a copy, so I sent 4 copies, and I also put in there, hey, to the judge, hey, I no longer want this attorney filing any more supplemental briefs on my behalf without me further co-signing it. Period. Yeah, I don't think he has my best interest.
You saying basically your lawyer should have to confer with you and get your approval for everything that he's doing. All right.
Before you can submit anything, I gotta get the last say, so I gotta be able to read it over and everything. So that's what I did, and then he contacted me. Hey, why you ain't telling me? And I'm like, man, listen, you just sent me that Dear John letter, so to speak. I like to call it that. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. And eventually, I think I ended up winning my appeal when I was out of Long Park. Eventually, I was out of Long Park. I got my appeal papers, and it told me that I was being brought back to court, and I was going to be receiving a sentence of 120 months, which is equivalent to 10 years. And even receiving that, it was still like, y'all still fucked me over, right? Because I was so excited. My people was in court. They hyped. I didn't pay attention that y'all still had me with 8 years supervised release. Y'all had me with 8 supervised release.
Oh, man. I didn't even know the Feds had supervised release.
Yeah.
I was on that shit in the state. But they clipped mine early because when I took it, it was new. So they wasn't really telling people. They were just throwing it at people, like putting it on your bid. So I thought I was taking 5 flat. And they was like, you got 5 flat plus 5 years post-release. Hold on, wait, what the hell is that? So after 2 years, it was supposed to be 5. After 2 years, they just clipped me because it was wrong to have me on some shit that I ain't know nothing about.
Well, lucky you. Good for you. I wasn't that fortunate. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, when they gave me ended up giving me the 10, they left the 8. I had the 8 initially with my 297 to life. My time was supposed to went down to 5. My supervised release. Maximum. I can't have a 10 with an 8. You know what I'm saying? So not only did I have a 10 with an 8, but I did day for day. They made me do every day of it. They didn't get one day off. I just got off January 22nd of this year.
Shit.
You know what I'm saying? I went in 07. I came home in 17. I just got off January 22nd of this year. I just got off.
So you was having to go to the pay, like
report. Yeah, I had to report and all that.
What?
Yeah. So, and I'm like, and it's like I said, it's unfortunate and it's wicked because they play these wicked games because, like I said, I went to trial. I didn't fold to nobody.
And this was a drug charge, right?
It was a lot of charges. Well, I get into it like, I'm not gonna speak too much because I got a co-defendant who was just, who was brought back in a couple of years back, and they gave him double life, whatever, man.
Jesus.
Shout out to the homie Face, man, whatever.
Shout out Face.
You know what I'm saying? But he's on active appeal right now. But
you don't need to break it down. I just asked because I thought it was just that one.
What they did was they charged us with drugs, guns, drug conspiracy, guns, murder, attempt murders, school zone, a host of other charges and stuff like that. They made us a gang. You know, they called us the Marcy Blood Gang, and I'm like, man, Blood Gang, and I'm confused about it because I'm like,
yo, but no,
I'm super Crip.
That's what happened to me in jazz
so
too.
That was my mindset. I was like, man, I was on, especially at that time, I was on super Crip time.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And I'm like, okay, this is weird, but all right, we gonna, so. But yeah, that's what they labeled it, and that was that. But ultimately, I was able to get around a lot of those charges, and eventually, ultimately, I was charged with the drug conspiracy, and guns and stuff like that. They charged me with possession as a felon, of firearms that they never had. They never.
So they just threw it in there because
the informants got on stand and said
it's kind of like a RICO thing. They didn't catch it on you, but somebody else had it in their case, so they threw it all together.
No, see what it was is that one of my co-defendants was being charged with guns initially. My cousin and I was like, "Yo, man, you need to just they're gonna take the guns off you, take that drug thing and run with it, whatever, because I got over 50-something audio surveillance DVDs. I mean, dudes wearing the wire, hats, cameras in their hats, cameras in the chain.
Hold on, when you say dudes, like dudes around you or police?
Nah, dudes that got caught up and start working for them people.
Come on, man. Come on, let me pause for a minute. This is only episode 6. This is everything that I be talking about. You find out that your niggas is not your niggas and it's gonna break your heart.
Right.
Hey, but go ahead, brother.
Yeah, so and then it's so wicked because it's like I don't even know dude. Like he got brought around from somebody else, you know what I'm saying, that brought him around me, you know what I mean? I was like, I don't know this dude. Mm-hmm. But he testified and made up a bunch of nonsense. Like I said, they charged me with guns, they had him testify, and it's so crazy that in trial they showed pictures of guns. They even show actual guns. And then they told the jury, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, please be reminded that these guns that you see here were not recovered from a defendant. These guns that you see here are examples to give you a general idea of what type of guns were allegedly in his possession according to the informants. So I'm like, what? What are we talking about here? You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking
hold on. They didn't have the grips, but they showed pictures of grips to say that this is the kind of grips that he had.
Pictures and they show physical guns that.
But none of the guns had shit to do with you.
None of the guns were recovered from me or anybody on the case for the most part. Because like I said, even on these alleged videos where he's saying that he met me for the first time and then I let him hold the gun and it was loaded. They said, how you know it was loaded? He said, I could tell by the weight of it. I'm like, this is an expert opinion. This is an expert testimony at this point. Like
he weighed it. He eyeballed the joint.
He said, yo, I could tell by the weight of it. He said the serial number was still intact because I admired it. Because they asked him, how you know the serial? Yeah, because I admired it, turned it over side.
He was acting like big pussy.
And I'm like, hey, this is an expert testimony. Right here. What is he talking about?
He acting like real police.
And, but again, you saying that I let you hold the gun, you came to buy drugs from somebody, that somebody introduced you to me, not to buy drugs, but just for me to show you some guns, because you possibly wanted to get some guns or whatever, and I just gave you a gun, a loaded gun, and I don't know you, and you coming to buy drugs. And it doesn't make any sense. And you got the wire and the cameras on you. And your chain, you got it in your hat. And I'm like, but you never see any guns on camera.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
So now in the feds, they have something called a 922G. Mm-hmm. A 922G is a felon in possession of a firearm, right? Then they have something called a 922G, I think it's a double I if I'm not mistaken. That's constructive possession, meaning this microphone is right here in front of me.
Yeah.
But you also have access to this microphone. You can touch it, you can grab it, whatever. Mm-hmm. Pause. I mean, I don't want nobody saying some weird shit.
Yeah, so there's the hand motions. Yeah, I was about to pause it, but I was letting you cook.
If you got access to the same microphone, mm-hmm. we can both be charged with it. It's called constructive possession. But again,
that only exists in the feds, though, right?
Yes,
I ain't never heard of that shit.
That's a federal charge because it's
that's
a
how they
difference.
get that 98%.
You got 922GI, 922G II. They all these different I's. They mean different things. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing as a 924C. 924C could be brandishing, right? Brandishing the firearm. It could be discharging the firearm. It's different things with the 924 as well.
Right.
So, like I said, they didn't charge me with constructive possession. They charged me with possession as a felon. But you don't have any guns. You never had me in possession of it.
So they didn't move to get that shit struck down? Like
We
they
moved to
can't
get
use
everything
that?
thrown out. And I got 57 months. I got 240 months for the drug conspiracy. I got the 57 months for the possession of a firearm as a convicted felon. But I'm like, you don't have any firearms and you never seen any firearms on these videos that you're watching. I'm confused by all of this. You charged me with some other stuff that my co-defendant who was in trial with me said, hey, when y'all arrested us at his crib in the state case, he said, yo, any drugs and guns that you found in my apartment belong to me. They still charged me with that as well. And they had his statement. He's sitting next to me in trial. The officer that took his statement testified that this is what he wrote. I got found guilty of those charges as well. And I'm like,
bro,
you know, so it was like, what are we talking about? Like, he confessed to these things in the state. You know what I'm saying? They threw it out in the state. I never saw a judge. I never saw anybody let me go because he had confessed to it. But I'm like, y'all took me through the whole process, right? Going to the bookings and all that. They let me go through the side of the courthouse when he been confessed at his apartment. Yo, he just came to visit. The drugs and guns you found in my apartment belong to me. You don't need to arrest him.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. But I was still charged with those charges as well. Yeah, man. And I ended up getting, you know, basically a life sentence. You know what I'm saying?
Being from New York, I wanna go back to the law library stuff too, because a lot of dudes don't utilize their time the right way. You know, you could go in jail and end up in a bunch of stupid shit. You could join the gang, and it take you away from doing actual shit that could benefit you either in jail or after you get out of jail. But going to that law library, it's always older dudes that's willing to help you with your case.
Yes, I mean, if they see that you consistent and that you going down there and you really trying to do something, you got some guys that will step in and help you out. Like, hey, youngster, you know what I mean, help you out. But at the same time, that could be tricky because you got some guys that, you may perceive and think that they're helping you, but they actually trying to learn about your case and jump on your case and cooperate on you. Or make up some shit because they know the ins and outs. They know the intricacies of your case.
Yeah, because you keeping it real with them.
And you showing them. So now, how else would I know these things unless he told me about them? You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of different people, man. And then I also seen a lot of people, man. I seen a lot of guys go home off of jurisdiction because the feds don't have jurisdiction over a lot of places. But if you don't know that, and you don't know to argue that, then you're just gonna be in there stuck.
Hold on, you got to share that one with me. Well, they don't have jurisdiction because the federal means the whole nation, right?
Not necessarily because there's only a certain amount of crimes that are actually federal crimes when you really look into the books. You know what I mean? Right now, I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but I think it's like treason. It's like two other ones. It's probably no more than 5 crimes that are actually federal crimes. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, a lot of places don't have jurisdiction over. If you notice, a lot of these nitrate developments, the feds are trying to buy them and overtake them, right?
Yeah,
because
currently.
now, if they overtake them, what happens? Any type of crime becomes federal. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these areas, man, like they don't have jurisdiction, and then a lot of times they like to come down and rush every 8 to 10 years. Especially if they hit that neighborhood already. Think about it. They was just down at Fort Greene, right?
Kingsborough, Fort Greene, Farragut.
They was just down at Fort Greene recently, right? There you go. It's been, 8.5 years?
Since the last time, right?
It's every 8 to 10 years, man. And they always around this holiday time. I've been out 8.5 years now.
And now they just swung back through.
They swung back through. You know what I'm saying? They do their little sweeps. They let you rock out. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
They watching. You know what I'm saying? So, you gotta, like, the drug game is over, man, for real. Like, the streets is over.
Come on, man. Cooked.
Real.
Overcooked.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you think you're going to be out there slinging some drugs or being the street dude, whatever, it's over.
Right, I'm trying to communicate that to him.
It's only a short time, man, that you got. It's a short run. You know what I'm saying?
And you don't control that run. You can't be like, yo, 6 months and I'm out.
But what makes it so funny is that people don't even realize is that these people, a lot of times the law enforcement be privy to what you're doing. They just letting you accumulate these things so they can make more charges stick, right? Especially if it's some non-violent stuff going on. They don't really care. They gonna let it build up. But if it's too much violence happening, like in our case, right, allegedly, right, they were saying that it was so much violence happening that they had to step in. Because other than that, they was going to leave dudes out there to keep on building up more and more stuff, right? So, but...
Because the violence is an easy put away. You put that in front of a jury, yo, he shot so-and-so, the people going to be like, put him in jail.
It's not just an easy put away, but it's more so like, I can't have you out here hurting people.
Yeah. No, I acknowledge that part, but I'm just saying for the jury.
Yeah, for the jury.
We could get you right off the streets if you're doing harm to people, because if we put you in front of the jury is going to see you as the villain.
And then it's the same thing, man, like, Guys be out here doing these things, man, committing these crimes, and it's like, yo, when you get caught, your man gonna tell on you, right?
Come on, man.
The dude that you think is your man.
Come on, man.
Right? You call this dude your brother. Y'all ate your mom's chili together. And
I die for you and all that, man.
Yo, what they say now? My heart. Yo,
Come on, man.
Yo, my heart. Yo, you my heart. Yeah.
You can't live without your heart. These niggas be living without a heart.
Your heart gonna stab you. And yeah, I'm telling you, like
that's why I don't even advise like do your dirt by your lonely. Don't do no dirt, man.
Right, exactly. I mean, like I said,
there's options out here.
I'm not an advocate for violence, but I'm not an advocate for non-violence either, right? Because I think
violence has a place.
I think sometimes they are necessary evils, right?
Yeah.
In a sense, right? I mean, if you could talk about it, walk away from it, then absolutely do that. But if you got to protect yourself or your family in that moment, like it's a threat, okay, I get it.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? You got to love you first, right? But for the most part, man, it's like, yo, man, walk away, man. Like, for me, man, like, even with me coming home, man, like coming home, I got a construction gig. They laid me off, but I was still in the halfway house. My itinerary was still filled out for the week, so I was able to still come out.
Yeah, I'm outside doing the hours.
I'm still going back up to the job and all that, and dude looking at me like, yo, what you doing up here, Ty? he thinking I'm coming on that other timing. And I'm looking like I really want to choke him out. Like, why you fire these other dudes that can collect unemployment? I can't even collect unemployment yet.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody to get fired, but if you're going to fire somebody, let them dudes go.
Yeah, I need this.
I need this right now. That's my only way to get out. But, I told that brother, right? We was at some type of function. I told that brother, I said, thank you. He said, well, I said, yo, you fired me. I said, that was all the motivation that I needed. Right, because I was already motivated, but that was all the motivation I needed. Because when they terminated me, I ended up getting another job at the same job with another company for doing self-leveling and stuff like that, getting paid more money, working less hours. But also in the process of that, I started my own business. You know what I'm saying?
It pushed you towards your greatness.
That pushed me to my greatness, right? It also pushed me to medical school, right? When I graduated medical school, with a 3.70 GPA. I had a 4.0 my entire time there, but I think my last semester, I ended up with like a C plus and a C, and like medical billing and coding or something. I didn't really care for that, truthfully, but so my GPA dropped to like 3.70, so I still graduated with that. Worked the medical field for a while, while still having my own business and stuff like that, because part of my supervised release, you got to get a job. I'm like, I got my own business. No, you got to get a job, somebody else. So it was like, all right, whatever. So I was doing that. I was doing that for a while, doing a lot of giveaways for the community and stuff like that, out of pocket.
Pin that. How is being an entrepreneur? I want you to explain that. Because there's ups and downs associated with that. I don't think people even think about. Like sometimes you jump out there because you got the idea, but you don't know the formal structure or things of that nature. How was it starting your first business?
I mean, I think it's different for everybody, man. I think you got people that may overthink situations too much. Not saying that it's wrong, right? Because you want to sit there and really do your research on a lot of things and stuff like that before you dive into that field, whatever the case may be. But for me, my mindset was like, yo, how can I give back? I want to do something, boom, 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 right? And then I said, you know what? I'm going to do some clothes, right? Because these clothes are expensive. I make my own clothes. You know what I'm saying? I make my own clothes. That way, it's not that expensive for me, right? And, you know, my pops always told me, right, to be an investment spender, right? Meaning,
break that down.
Investment spending means like, if I'm going to spend money on something, spend money on something that can make me money back, right? So even if, like I bought all my own machines to make the clothes. So I got all my own machines, the embroidery, the heat press, I have all my own machines, right?
Man.
I'm able to make my own stuff at my own time, on my own leisure, right? So, but at the same time, if I say today or tomorrow, I don't want this machine no more, I took great care of it, I'm able to sell it and get the same price that I bought it for.
The value.
I might get a little less. I might even get a little more because some of those pieces, they don't have them no more. And they unique, you know, machines.
Yeah.
So that's an investment spender right there, right? Like I'm gonna put it in other terms. You buy a home or something, right? And then you buy a 3-family home, but then you rent out parts of the home.
Yeah.
That's an investment spender, right?
Oh yeah.
Because you bought a home, because now they gonna be paying your rent. Or the mortgage, however you want to put it. They're gonna be paying the mortgage.
Yeah, that ain't gotta come out your pocket.
It ain't gotta come out your pocket. They're gonna pay the mortgage, they're gonna pay the
Now you living for free and got 2 incomes.
Yeah, you living for free, you got 2 incomes. They paying your mortgage right there. They paying your the land taxes on it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be an investment spender. That's what I learned. Like I said, as far as the business, it's definitely a lot of ups and downs. But you gotta be your biggest fan, right?
Self-motivated. You got to be self-motivated because that should have beat you down, man. I had 2 companies that I started. I ain't had no formal. I just had ideas and they didn't turn out how I wanted them to turn. But in that, I learned the structure of business. Now, like going forward, I got some other things that I'm lining up. The failures that I came across in the first 2 things, I learned so much about business, taxes, and compliance. Like I know everything about. So now the next thing I do, I could take all the successful parts that I learned from this. Like I wish I'd have did this because it's all in like the rear view for me now. Right. Those things. But the thing that I'm stepping into now is like, I learned how to do packaging, sending, and like just putting the whole play together.
Right. I mean,
basically, to get that package out the door. I was always in the UPS, the USPS. I'm in there sending the packages out, so I know that part. But it be the business part that you will stumble with sometimes because, like I said, you don't have formal training.
I mean, like I said, you got to sit down. You got to learn these things. Sometimes you got to learn them on the fly. Sometimes you bring people in on your team that know these things, right? But at the same time, just because they know it doesn't mean you don't learn it.
Yeah, you have to learn every part of that thing.
You wanna know who's helping you control your money, or you know what I mean? You don't want to just leave that on somebody else. You know what I mean? So if something missing or something go wrong, I want to be able to look at it and be like, oh, that's not right. As opposed to you telling me, oh, this is cool.
That's
this
fact.
Right.
And be fucking me the whole time because I don't know no better.
Be screwing me because I don't know any better, and I'm putting my trust in you, another human being, right? So, like I said, with my business, I looked at the market, right, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do the clothes, right,
Which is what you're wearing right now,
what
right?
you're wearing right now. It's called Paperwork.
Paperwork.
Paperwork clothing. And Paperwork is actually an acronym. I mean, Paperwork means placing active people everywhere relevant while obtaining real knowledge, right? So that's basically
fire shit right there.
acronym for Paperwork.
Because as soon as I seen Paperwork, I was like, fuck these rats.
Yeah. I mean, and again, I get that a lot. And, it's to each his own, right? Because Paperwork is going to resonate with people in different ways from different walks of life. And that's the beauty of it, because it's relatable to the vast majority of the world, right? Because everybody gonna see it and relate to it in their own way. Like you just said, you saw it and thought instantly, fuck these rats, right? Now you might have somebody that's on the business side of things, right, that don't come from our world.
That's thinking about the structure that comes from paperwork.
Because everything you do in life requires documentation. Everything you do in life requires paperwork. Now, I mean, you have to legitimize yourself. If you ain't got paperwork, you can't do nothing. Right now, what they got? We got regular IDs. They telling us we got to go get an ID with a flag and a star on it now. Or that's not your paperwork.
Yeah, that's the new paperwork.
It's called the real ID. So this is not a real ID that I have already. This is my picture. This is me. Like,
all my information, where I live, all that. Yeah.
So because I don't have the little flag or bird, whatever's supposed to be on there, because I don't have it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I just got to travel with my passport a lot.
How long you been doing it? Because I was on social media for a while, so when I got back to it and I started saying, I'm like, yo, Ty got so much going on, I ain't know about it, bro.
Paperwork, man. Like I said, I've been doing the paperwork, man, maybe since like 2018. Like 2018, I've been doing it, but I started it on the yard, but outside. You know what I'm saying? 2018, and initially.
You do the designs, or you got a design team, or just float your ideas about family and friends?
I just do it myself, whatever I feel like doing. You know what I mean? And I just do it. Like initially, right, I had a guy, that one of my brothers had plugged me with. Good dude. He was doing my stuff initially when I was doing, because I had another thing I was doing too, called Stop, right? And my Stop movement is stop, think, observe, and then proceed, right? And I'm like, man, I get this guy my money. He want the money up front. I give him my money, and then he tell me he gonna have my stuff this time, but then this time come and he's telling me, yo, I got this
still
and
slow
that
dragging.
going on, and I'm like, I had something. I had a family situation. I had this and that, and I'm like, I don't.
That ain't how you do business.
I don't want to say rude or anything, but fuck your kids and your family. They ain't nothing to do with me. You took my money.
You gave me a date.
You wanted my money up front, right? So if we gonna do a business like this, it should have been half up front and then half upon completion. If we was gonna do it like that, I don't.
If you want 100% up front, then and you give me a day, I want my shit on that day.
Right, and then on top of that, it's more like, okay, I get it. Things happen. Things out of your control. I understand that, right? But you're not even communicating these things to me. So now I'm in the dark like, yo, what's going on? I know this dude supposed to call me. Now I'm calling you. You didn't answer. I'm texting you. So now, in my mind, I'm like,
you playing.
Oh, he think I'm a sucker. You know what I'm saying? So, now those other thoughts start creeping in, and it's like, stay professional, keep your business. You know what I'm saying? Be mindful about what you posting. Be mindful about your words, because words turn into actions. So you got to be mindful about the things that you say, or the things you even think for that matter, because those thoughts turn into action. You know what I'm saying? Even that stuff you post, I'm real meticulous on social media. I'm real meticulous about what I even like.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm like, I don't really want to advocate for that. If I'm not into that, it's like, I don't really want to advocate for that. So
that's how I feel, bro.
It's not that I don't want to support you, it's that I don't support that.
Yeah, that particular thing.
So I'm not going to sit there and like the post or share the post or whatever the case may be, and either you're going to hate it or love it. It is what it is. I really don't care. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm standing firm on my beliefs. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, and by the way, like the company is called Ty Paperwork Incorporated. It's a for-profit entity, but I run it like a non-for-profit entity, right? So when I'm doing these curriculums and things like that and bringing them to these neighborhoods and stuff like that, I talk to people like, in the government, like the mayor's office and stuff like that. And then I have the funding, I have the curriculum. Let them pay me to teach the curriculum as opposed to me going to these urban communities and charging these single parents who barely even got enough to make it themselves, or even charging these families, period. So, boom, they get the money. You know, they're going to come in there for free. They're going to pay me. I'm going to teach them whatever they need to know. And that's that, because I got the clothing line, right? It's called the Creative Design. I got another program, Refocus Your Focus, Shoot Film Not Guns program, where we teach the youth how to shoot, edit, and format their own short films and videos, so they could then transition into the film world, the music videos. All these kids want to be rappers.
That's dope.
Everybody not a rapper or a singer. So you around your man, he rap, but you don't rap. How about you
pick up a camera?
Pick up a camera.
I just told that to my little young homeboy. I'm like, yo, it's a bunch of dudes around you to shoot a video. They want to be in the background and all that. Y'all can pull y'all resources. He a cameraman. He the one who runs social media and all that. Collectively, y'all could use y'all time being friends better.
Right, absolutely.
Period.
So everybody eats that way, you know what I mean? Like, because especially with the filming industry and the videos and stuff like that, being a videographer, like, yeah, you can walk around and be a camera guy, that's cool. But at the same time, when you're doing this videography, like, it's part of a whole production team, because you would like to have somebody that's going to be in charge of the lights. You want somebody to be able to hold the boomstick. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what they're doing. Because that's their part in this whole machine. That's their part of the puzzle.
Right. You want somebody to be able to hold that boomstick, you know what I mean, to get those aerial shots, certain things like that. You want somebody that might
be working the drone if y'all outside.
Somebody the drone, exactly. So, you know, there's a lot of moving parts, you know, to being behind the camera. You ain't got to be in front of a camera. You know what I mean? And like I said, we also got the mentorship program, you know what I mean? We do extreme vetting process where, you know, because we want to make sure we matching these mentors and these mentees properly. Because, you know, even after the program over, you know, it is our hope that there's going to be longevity, whether you look at this mentor as a father figure, uncle, big brother, big cousin, however you look at them, and vice versa is how you see them, right? So it is our hope that y'all going to continue this thing and it's going to keep on flourishing like that. But I do have my non-for-profit coming. I actually had it already in Delaware with operations in New York, but New York is now saying that I can't have dual operationalship, so I have to bring it to New York and pay for it here and
get it started before.
Just cut Delaware out. I still got my EIN. I just would have to register with the, you know, certain powers that be in New York, and I could still keep it in Delaware and pay them, and then still pay New York, or I could just cut Delaware off because I'm not in Delaware. I'm here.
At all.
But you know, for the tax purposes, and
stuff like that, everything is better in Delaware.
So you know, so I'm bringing that over here, and that program is called Solo, Starting Our Lives Over. And we have that's a non-for-profit entity. We have a lot of the same programs that we have with paperwork, but we also have other programs. One in particular is called LAP, right? And LAP is an acronym for Life After Prison.
Who thinking of all these acronyms, man?
Me.
Is you?
Yes, that's
you
me.
A creative.
That's the mastermind, right? You know, I like to be fake smart.
My
right?
man be thinking.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, it's called LAP, Life After Prison, where, you know, we want to be able to help people that, you know, re-enter society. You know what I'm saying? With basically, a lot of people be lost. You know, they don't know how to do certain things. They don't know how to operate social media. They don't know how to operate. They don't know how to create a resume building.
And be too prideful to ask people around them a lot of the times.
So with that program, like I said, we're gonna be doing like resume building, a lot of different things with that. We wanted to be able to take families, you know what I mean, to these different prisons, you know, because we know that it's a struggle, but I think they just did something with the prisons where I think the trips are free now. They pick you up and take you there.
Yeah, they got a bus that go
for free now. So, you know, I guess we could probably still, you know, visit that, but we probably don't need to do it for the
figure something out. See how it's running, because you know. Right. We bid in amount, so having your people coming to see you, you want them to be as comfortable as possible.
Right. So, you know, that's one of the programs, collaborating with some other entities, you know, as far as for like suits, barbershop people in the salon to get people hair done,
Man.
make sure that they looking nice and groomed. You know, when they go into these meetings and stuff like that.
Yeah, and that's great for interviews and things of that nature.
Absolutely. We just trying to do our due diligence.
Mock interviews and things of that nature.
Absolutely. Mock interviews. Had you sit in front of 3 people to let you know, like, hey, look, when you being interviewed by 3 people, be confident and make sure that you don't give eye contact to just one individual, because when you give eye contact to that one individual, that makes other people believe that this is the person in power, as opposed to nobody has the power. It's equal power. Everything is shared. So you making sure you giving everybody contact when you giving your answer and when you discussing certain things and stuff like that. You know
and as a man doing anything serious, you supposed to want to look somebody in the eye. Right. Because that conveys you got my attention and I'm thinking about what you're saying, as opposed to my head is in the clouds.
Right, absolutely. I'm just talking about more so like if it's 3 people there, right? I don't want to just focus on this person.
The guy in the middle.
Because they looking like, oh, so we don't matter. So it's like, nah, I'm going to give each of you that eye contact because I want each of you to feel important. I want each of you to feel like y'all the person in control. Because right now, all of y'all gonna make that decision together. It's not gonna be that one person.
And I don't need nobody
y'all gonna
because they all human. They don't want nobody to be like, yo, listen, man, he ain't respect me or things of that nature.
It's a collective decision. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's basically, you know, like I said, man, I got a lot coming, man. You know, I'm on tour right now. I just came back from Chicago we touring with the stage play. That's our 4th city.
Hold on, before you go, I know I keep jumping in,
right,
but I'm inquisitive too. I'm learning. How did you start doing stage plays, man?
Oh man, shout out to my brother, man, David Quinones, man. He reached out to me, man. I forget how me and Dave even met, truthfully, man. But you know, it goes.
It's one of those things. Yeah.
I don't remember how
nobody formally met. You just start bonding with who for you.
This brother, man, he reached out to me. You know, he like, man, Ty, man, you know a lot of people. I was like, yeah. So he wanted me to get people for the play. So I'm like, all right, no problem. I got you. So I sent them a few people. I told a few people to hit them up, send y'all headshots, whatever, send y'all body shots, whatever role y'all trying to go audition for, you know, so forth and so on. And he hit me like, yo, man, I got a role I think you'd be perfect for, man, because the way your voice is. I'm like, all right. I said, yeah, send me the script. So when he sent me the script, I'm like, absolutely not. I'm not playing that guy. That guy's a creep. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hell no. He's like, come on, bro, I need you. I said, nah. I said, I tell you what. If you exhaust all your resources and you can't find nobody,
I'll try it out.
I got you. You my man. I don't want to leave you out there. Lo and behold, he couldn't find nobody. I know you can find somebody.
Yeah, I was just about to say, you sure he couldn't find nobody?
Lo and behold, he
probably turned around real quick. It was like, I ain't see nobody, bro.
But like I said, man, it turned out to be a beautiful thing, man. Even though, like I said, the guy's a creep. This is the play is a true story. You know what I'm saying? So being able to help bring that story to life, man, that was an honor for me, right? Because they got a book out, you know what I'm saying? It's called Tales of a Grown Girl.
So the play is an adaptation from the book.
Yeah.
The book existed before, so the source material is coming from the book.
The book existed before the play, but it's still some different twists to it because, you know, obviously, you know, you want to write it a little
punch
different.
That thing up.
Yeah, so, you know, it's called, like I said, the book is called Tales of a Grown Girl. The play is called Tales of a Grown Girl Remastered, right? It's the story of a young lady named Yolanda Brathwaite. She from out of East New York, Pink Houses, I think moved to Long Island. You know, it's about her life, you know, dealing with a lot of drug abuse, alcohol abuse, sexual assault, child molestation, shit like that. And you know, just her life, man. And like I said, man, she's a warrior. She's a good human being, man. Cancer survivor, kidney transplant survivor,
and she's still pushing.
Yeah,
shout out to her.
Yeah, and like I said, we this is our 4th city. We just came from Chicago. Like I said, yeah. But you know, when I went to Chicago, my role changed. You know, to he said this dude is still a creep too. But
you typecast.
As far
you like Cuddy.
Nah, it's not even that I'm typecast, but as far as I'm concerned, this guy is just the lesser of the evils because the person that we had play, you know, the guy that I used to play, he's from Chicago, and for Yolanda, he kind of fit the role, the actual person that, you know, did
was in her story.
Yeah, so it was like he more looked like the person. I was like, no problem. You know what I mean? So, and we did it that way. Like I said, so I got that. I got some other projects. I wrote a movie.
Hold on, before you get into the movie you wrote, let's talk about the book.
Oh yeah.
What inspired you to write the book? I just got my copy, bro. Let me. We gonna push that because I need y'all to know my guy wrote a book. My guy wrote a book. This is special. Let's talk about Sex, Money, and Lies, the Blake Morgan story.
Yeah,
what made you write this?
Yeah, well, you know, I was sitting in solitary confinement, you know. I had 2 years in a hole. So I was like, during one of my hole stints, right? And I was like, you know what? I ain't got my MP3 player. They playing with me. You know what I'm saying? Let me start writing. I always been an avid writer. You know what I'm saying? I like to write music. You know, I always been a writer. So I was like, you know, let me write something. So initially I started writing a book, and it was like a hood book, right? You know, typical hood stuff. And I'm like, you know what, man? Nah, everybody always writing the hood book, man. I want to do something different. I'm a fan of Zane. I want to do it different. I want to change it up. I want to come from left field, so I want to write an erotic thriller full of suspense, a lot of plots and twists. And then I came up with Sex, Money, and Lies, the Blake Morgan story. Who is Blake Morgan? Blake Morgan is somebody that I made up. I wanted the name to sound non-threatening. I was like, Blake is a unisex name. You know, he can appeal to, you know, not just my demographic of people, but all demographic of people, right? All ethnicities. So Blake is a non-threatening name, you know. So this is what I want to do. So lo and behold came Sex, Money, and Lies. You could get your copy on Amazon, or you can hit me up directly. You know what I mean? At Ty_paperwork on Instagram. Hit me up directly or whatever, and I'll ship you an autographed copy.
Support the bro.
Whatever, $20.
Self-publish.
Yeah.
$20.
$20, man. It's a great read. It's actually 404 pages. Well, 416.
He put the time in.
416 when you count the the acknowledgments and dedications and stuff like that. But it's 404 pages. You know, I got part 2 coming soon. Part 2 coming real soon because, like I said, I was writing. I had 2 years worth of writing to do. You know what I'm saying? So sitting in there, you know, all I could do is write. You know what I'm saying? I'm into a lot. Like I said, I got the movie coming. Now
we could get to the movie, but I wanted to put this in front of the people,
right?
Because I need the people to support. I needed you to put the link out so they could support,
right?
Because you got so much going on, right? And it's so much that the people need to interact with. You got clothes, you got movies that you're writing, you got movies that you starred in, you got movies that already exist. Right. So you broke your cherry in that world. You over there, you writing stuff. Right. These are the things I wanted you to come on for.
Right.
Because we could have did 2, 3, 4 hours talking about straight nonsense.
Right.
But I wanted to show you in the light that I see you, bro. I remember like just the nonsense from the hood. Then I heard more stories about nonsense. So rediscovering like seeing what you got going on, bro. I feel so proud to even call you a friend.
Right.
Because I like to give my people their flowers. I always say the way to stop more suckers from being made is to tell niggas they doing right when they doing right.
Absolutely. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you.
You got to tell niggas they doing right when they on the right path because they're straight into some sucker shit. By mistake. They're just, you know what, I'm doing sucker shit because nobody noticed all this dope shit I'm doing.
Right.
So I'm going to say everything that you're doing is productive. And I'm amazed and I'm in awe.
Yeah, man.
I'm in awe because I know.
I be in awe myself.
I know where you come from, man.
I be in awe myself sometimes. You know, not that that I'm doing it because these talents have always been there for me, right?
Y'all are creative people. I said it earlier, but y'all have always been creative people.
Yeah, the talent, the writing, like I said, the writing has always been there for me. I'm also ghostwriting some music and stuff like that, R&B, some gospel, some rap.
What?
Yeah, I got a lot going on. You know what I mean? I'll let y'all hear some of the reference tracks behind the scenes and stuff
gospel,
like that.
Bro.
Yeah, gospel, some R&B, a bunch of different stuff I'm doing right now. But one thing at a time. Like I said, I wanted to push the book before I went to Chicago, have it ready, took it to Chicago, sold some stuff out there. Right now, I sold over like 300 copies. Physically just walking around, interacting with people. This is not counting like what's on Amazon and stuff like that, myself on Amazon or Kindle, whatever the case may be. So I'm proud, that everybody, rocking with the book. Even if you just buying a book just because you want to support, you know what I mean? I truly appreciate that.
I'm gonna read that thing.
I would like for you to read it because I put a lot of thought into it. So I would definitely, love for people to read it. You know what I mean? That shows even more support, not just you bought it just because. I want you to actually read it and really enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Because
can't wait for number 2.
A lot of
because
people,
you just said number 2 is on the way, right?
Number 2 is definitely coming. A lot of people was shocked because they like, I don't really read hood books. I'm like, it's not a hood book. So I always let them read the prologue or whatever the case may be. And they're looking like, you got copies on you? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it goes from there because they like, what made you write this? And I was like, hey, man, my thoughts be, you know what I'm saying?
Everywhere.
Like I said, so I got the book. I got part 2 coming. I got the first book that I was writing coming. You know what I'm saying? The one that I switched off the hood book. I got that coming.
The movie. You could get back into the movie.
I got the movie Erica coming. Shout out to my lead actress, QB. C.I. Styles, I mean, I'm real proud of her. Like, she came a long way. She's doing a lot of different things. You could catch her in Raven. It's on Tubi. I think it was shot by my boy Ray Luke. You could catch her in the Red Hook series. That's produced by my boy David Quinones. Directed by my boy John Arlington. Man, shout out to them. Yeah, man, I got like a lot of different projects coming up, man. And I've been just writing. I got a stage play coming soon too. I wrote my stage plays.
Hold on, back to the movie. You still got spaces open for the movie, right?
Yes,
casting.
Yes,
put that out there.
I'm doing casting. You can hit that Instagram page. What is it? Erica 1. Yeah, Erica 1, something like that. Siri, yeah. Erica Movie 1. You can find that on Instagram. I'm definitely doing casting. And if you don't find it on Instagram, just like I said, go to Ty_Paperwork and then
jump in the DMs.
Everything gonna lead you to, I can lead you to that page from there, even if I got it wrong.
Erica 1.
Okay, Erica 1 Movie. Thank you, brother. Erica 1 Movie. That's the Instagram page to follow for the movies and like I said, the casting. I put some stuff up there for people that wanna, audition for these roles. I'm about to start doing auditions soon. I got a lot of people already that email me. Thank y'all all for sending y'all headshots, y'all full body shots. Thank y'all for your interest in being a part of this. This movie is dear to me. You know what I'm saying? Everything I do is dear to me because I put a lot of thought and effort into this, especially coming from the life, that I come from. So to be in this position and be able to utilize my other talents, you know what I'm saying? It's always a blessing, man, because a lot of people who were living the way we were living, unfortunately, no longer here, because they're
all behind them gates forever, man.
Forever. You know what I'm saying? So I just want people to be able to listen to my story. I know I've been rambling. I've been all over the place.
No, bro. You told the people what they need to hear.
Yeah, that's good. But I've been all over the place. Just take this time out to watch the video. Watch it.
Oh, we gonna
Listen
blast
to
this.
Dissect it. Like I said, I got a lot going on. I'm over here trying to plug everything because
plug everything. Plug
right?
everything.
Like I said,
because I want them to see you doing so much And they should know that they could do all of this. They could put their ideas into the world. You don't have to be stagnant and say, I can't do. Find ways to do instead of ways of making it a fact that you can't do something.
Right.
You can't do it because you're not applying yourself. You can't do it because you ain't trying.
Right.
That's it. This man, I'm telling you, that's why it was so pertinent that I bring him on his podcast, because he's an embodiment of everything I talk about. He's been snitched on. I've been snitched on. It's a story I told on the podcast about the night I got cut. When I beat son up and like you was there. Everything is going to be verifiable. Everything is going to be real. All the people are going to be solid, and all the people are going to be communicating that there's another way to live this life, and it could be a peaceful one, it could be a prosperous one, and you don't have to go to jail. That is not a badge of honor. That is not like something you have to do to get respect. If you need respect from somebody by way of going to jail, that ain't the person you need respecting you.
Absolutely.
You need to be respected for the content of your character. When you leave here, they don't talk about bank accounts. They don't talk about what car you drove. They talk about how you affected them as a person.
Absolutely.
So that's the whole vibe of this, to let the younger kids know that, yo, we did this. We did this. We got the scars. We got the tier 3s. We got we got everything that associates us with the street shit. And for the most part, that ain't where we got our wins. That ain't what we celebrating. I'm celebrating the growth of my brother. I'm celebrating my brother and his creativity. We never had these conversations before because we didn't build on that level. But as grown men, we are able to build on that level. And I could tell him without no pridefulness or nothing, brother, I respect you. I love you, and I'm going to support everything that you got going on. Not just like you said, just I'm going to read the book. I'm going to watch the movies, and I'm going to be texting you, bro. You ain't shit.
Right.
You hung up on that little girl? That's crazy. You just showed me a part of one of the movies that was like the first 7 minutes, and you was already a slime ball. Like, you putting out good product. As long as you put out good product, they are gonna come. If you build it, they will come.
Absolutely.
If you build it, they will come. A lot of people just want the quick dollar. These ain't hustles. You hear passion when you hear him talking about the things he started. He's breaking down why he started. He's breaking down the self-sufficiency he has and having all of the machinery he needs to do what he needs to do. These are the things I want y'all to see, because these are the things that I want y'all to know are possible for y'all.
Absolutely, man. Everything, like I said, everything is possible, man. You know, you can take it with a grain of salt, right? You can apply it. And, you know, like I said, even if you don't have these skills, man, I encourage, you know, everyone, not just the youth, I encourage everyone to get you a trade, right? Because when you have a trade, they can't fire you from these jobs. And even if they do happen to, you know, fire you or whatever,
you can recover fast. You can rebound fast.
You have a trade.
Because somebody is looking for that thing that you know how to do professionally.
Absolutely. Like, and I have a lot of, you know, certifications. Yes, I have my own business, but I have a lot of certifications. You know what I'm saying? I got my F60 for torch and operations, so any type of hot work being done. You know what I mean? I got my FO1 for fire safety. You know what I'm saying? I got my forklift operator. I got my Ocean 30. I got my site safety. You know, I got a lot of different. You
sound like me. I got a bunch of shit that don't even go together.
A lot of different, you know, certifications. So, you know, hey, if one thing to work out, I'm able to pick up something at any given time, you know, just to make a couple of dollars. But, you know, but like I said, man, I just been fortunate enough that, you know, my talents for the things that I'm doing with my book, with the clothes, with everything that I'm doing has been profitable for me. And I'm always willing to, you know, to assist and help people, man, and bring people on board and find things, because there are a lot of people, I don't really get into it. They usually get into it, but there are a lot of people, man, that I done sent to other people like, yo, man, yeah, they over there. Yo, go over there. Tell them I sent you. Whether it was for employment or whether it was for...
And that thing don't cost nothing.
A movie role, whether you was an extra or whatever the case may be, you went from an extra to a speaking role, whatever you did. You know what I mean? you done worked your way up through the ranks, you know what I'm saying? Because I believe in paying it forward, right? Somebody gave me an opportunity, so I want to give somebody else an opportunity. And the opportunities that I wasn't getting, I took them when I saw the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? And I created my own lane. That way I'm in a position to create opportunities for other people. Because I can't cry about, yo, don't do this, don't do that, right? Or tell people, yo, don't do that, youngin', but I'm not giving you an option. Right? So I'm real firm on that, right? I can't go to the young dude. I can go to you and say it, but I gotta be. I would like to have a way out for you. Cause I don't know your circumstances at home.
Yeah, to tell you to cut some cold turkey and I ain't got nothing to replace it with.
I don't know why you may be selling drugs. I don't want you selling drugs.
Yeah, they don't understand your circumstances, but this might be all that you have.
I don't understand your circumstances. So if I'm gonna come to you and say, yo, stop selling drugs, guess what? Best believe I'm gonna have an alternative for you to get some money. Now, whether you take that, you know what I mean?
And that's what on the first episode, that's what, like, telling them what I made the podcast for and things of that nature. That's what it was about. Philanthropy and helping and resources and things of that nature. That's what I'm trying to build here. I ain't trying to get no money. So I done been around money. Right. Yeah, done been around money. We done had the club. I done did all that. So what we could do now is take those resources when they start to come in and help people, because it's that simple. It's J.K. Rowling, the lady who wrote Harry Potter books. She's an inspiration to me. Why? Because the money keep coming. Every time she break $1 billion, she start giving money away.
Right.
Because I don't need the label. I need this thing to be right. I need all the positivity attached to me when I go lay in that casket.
Absolutely.
Because again, they're not going to talk about nothing but your character at your funeral.
Absolutely, that's a beautiful thing. Like I said, man, I thank you for even giving me the platform to come up here, man. And it was, like I said, man, it's an honor to see you even doing it. Cause like I said, I know where we come from. Man. So to see you in this space is like, man. When you hit me up, yo, bro, I need you to come on. I said, absolutely, I got you.
Word.
Because I'm like,
wasn't no back and forth.
I know where we come from. That's why, yo, just give me the date, the time, figure out whatever.
And you was here early and all that.
I'm gonna be here.
I was getting on his nerves, y'all. I was like, bro, you need anything? What you want to eat? Yo, you want me to come pick you up? Yo, you want me? I don't want you to incur no debt. I'm just happy that my brother coming to sit with me and tell his story. I was on him. He like, yo, listen. Say less. Like, bro, I'm gonna be there, yo. But that's just me. As a grown man, I ain't got no problem showing my people that I'm excited to be in their presence, that I want to show off my friends, man. That's what this shit is about, because I know some dope people.
Absolutely.
And with the background that they have, yo, it's like you gotta fuck up as a friend, and then he become a father, and then you watch him become a good father. You like, look at this nigga.
Absolutely, and that's how
I didn't see this. This wasn't in the bingo cards, but you're a great father. I know that about you.
That's right.
And you got big boys now.
Right, absolutely.
And you got a daughter, right?
Yes.
What?
Yes. Yep.
See, I remember. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I be out the loop, but I still remember these things because I know who's doing what and who needs credit. And I'm not saying I needed to give you credit or you need credit for me, but sometimes the good people don't get told that they're appreciated, that they're doing right. So you guys just step in and do that for your friends sometimes, man.
Absolutely, man. I get it all the time. You know, when I communicate with guys, you know, that I was formerly incarcerated with, whatever the case may be. It's like we all doing different things now. We all doing positive things. We all making the best of our, you know, our new life, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like they always say, yo, man, the way you was moving in there, you was wilding. I ain't never see this for you. I know you had talent, but damn, you know, and I be laughing. I be like, yeah, man, you know, I told y'all, man, I was gonna go out there. And they say to me like, yo, now you did say that, because I'm like, everything that I'm doing at some juncture, I done had conversations with people walking that yard or while we in the workout pit. Mm-hmm. I'm like, yeah, when I go out there.
Dreaming. And they was dreaming then.
You know what I'm saying? I was telling them, yo.
But you put the action behind it when you touch down.
This is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And, you know, by the grace of the Creator, man, you know, I was fortunate to get back on this side and do the things that I'm doing. Now I'm just paying it forward, man, and helping out whenever I can in any way that I can. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's about, man. All
right. So with that said, we done a lot of talking, man, but I think that the mission has been accomplished. I think they know who you are. I think they know the product. I think they know what I'm doing with the show now. I think they get it. So I'm going to ask you a question, right? And then we're going to get up out of here. And I want you to think about it if you need to take the time to think about it. Do you think going to jail was a bad thing or a good thing for you with how you were living your life?
Well, first and foremost, I don't have any regrets on things I do in life, right? Or things that happen to me, because I believe everything happens for a reason. Do I believe it was unfortunate? Absolutely, because a lot of things transpired while I was away. Am I upset because I missed a lot of time with my kids? Hell yeah, right? I'm absolutely upset. You know what I mean? My daughter was a couple of months when I went away. My sons were like 2. You know what I'm saying?
With the curly fro.
But would I change it? Nah, because I think it put me in a position and forced me to grow up, right?
That's how I see it.
Forced me. I've always been a man, but it forced me to become a man's man, right? I've always been a man, and I stood on my own too, but it forced me to be a man's man, right? And then it gave me the incentive to
the time, the time to sit down, the stillness.
I mean? Because I think it says, in a lot of these scriptures, right, that, the Creator will sit you down and put you in a place where He's able to talk to you freely, where you have to listen, right? So, by Him putting me in that place, I had to listen, but I didn't listen. But when He put me inside of the beast, inside the beast, which being solitary confinement for 2 years.
Oh man, I did 8 months in the box.
What I had to do, I had to listen. I had to tap into my talents. The CEO's playing, not giving me my MP3 player and all that. So I was forced to write, and it turned out to be a good thing for me, right? It wasn't a bad thing. It was a good thing for me, but I wouldn't change it.
100%, it helped me.
Absolutely.
Going to jail 100% helped me, bro. The ignorance level was through the media, through the roof, because I had no guidance in the crib, for real. I had no structure. So going to jail for me, I came into contact with grown men who was giving out information, something I didn't have. So when I came home, it was a more conscious me that came home.
Absolutely.
So I was like, yo, you know what? I ain't gonna make gangbanging cool because I don't want none of the little homies to go through what I went through. So that was the first detachment part. Like I still fuck with the niggas that I was in the street with. Right. But ain't no new friends. I ain't going meetings and trying to meet no new niggas.
Absolutely not.
That ain't what I'm pushing. So as I start pushing this positivity, it's all from the older men that gave me information, Willie Lynch letters and things of that. It's just so much information about being black, about being a man, knowing your place in this world and how to conduct yourself. I ain't had none of that.
Absolutely.
So even though that was time out of my life, I'm grateful for the time out of my life, for that time out of my life.
It wasn't wasted time.
Not at all, because it changed my mind about so much. I came home, and of course, you come back to the same environment and you do stupid shit. I got locked up a couple times, but I never got violated and never went back up north. So it was like I was playing and they stopped, yay. Like I was getting smacked on my hand, stop playing, because you could be gone for a long time. And I just had one of them cases that I was just like, yo, you know what? I got the help. I remember what I learned in jail. I came out here and got sidetracked and started being stupid, but then I got locked up for something that made me be like, yo, you know what? I learned the lesson already. I learned the lesson. Like, what am I doing?
What am I doing?
And ever since then, it's just been like, yo, it's like an epiphany. I stay away from things that trigger me. When you first come home, reintegration into the populace, they tell you, they get you ready for this. They stay away from triggers.
Absolutely.
You got to know what triggers you. If you go back around your triggers, you're going to end up triggered. You're going to end up being in the same place.
Absolutely.
So these are the things I'm trying to communicate to the kid. Know your triggers beforehand. I learned my triggers in jail. Oh, that gets me mad, or that rubs me the wrong way. I wasn't thinking about that. Everything was just go. Somebody disrespect you, you got to do something, or it just caught up in chaos. But sitting down for that time allowed me to become a man, and that's why I asked you that question.
Right, absolutely. Jail was definitely not jail. Prison. Prison was actually good for me. Like I said, because, the Creator put me in a place where I had to listen, right? And with me listening and focusing, it led me here into all the other things that I'm writing and doing, man. Because who knows where I would have been had I not went in when I went in.
And that's the point. Because I heard this story. Like I told you, I know what I know on my side, but when I heard, he was like, yo.
Yeah, that guy. That guy was different,
But is there anything you want to say in closing, brother? Give your socials, anything.
Like I said, follow me, man, on Ty_Paperwork. That'll lead you to all my other pages. Cause I have my acting page, I have my book page, I have my movie page with Erica and stuff like that. Just follow me. And in closing, man, like I hope y'all watch this video, right?
We're gonna blast it off.
And take what you need from it. Leave the rest, right? I think you need it all.
Word.
But take what you need from it and leave the rest, man. And hopefully, man, I'm able to get through, if not all of you, at least one of you.
That's
right?
it. That's what we strive for.
If I get through to at least one of you, maybe that one will get through the two, and then the cycle will continue from there, man. Mm-hmm. Because being behind that wall, man, is not what you think. It's not a badge of honor, right? It's actually for the birds, man. It's for the clowns. It ain't really for nobody, but you find yourself in there, man. I mean, nothing is worth your freedom, man, but
if it's not about protecting family or protecting the South,
protecting you, yourself, your life, your family.
You can skip that right now.
Skip it, man. Just,
you can skip that right now.
Find your talent, man. Find what you're good at, and focus on that. Lock in on that, and then push forward with it, man. And I promise you, if you lock in on what you good at and you push that, and you be your biggest fan, somebody gonna see it.
Mm-hmm. Somebody's gonna resonate with somebody.
Somebody gonna lend assistance, and then you never know where it's gonna lead you, man. Trust me, the streets is over.
Streets is done.
Leave that alone, please. The streets is done. You know what I mean? The gang life is done. You know what I mean?
Done.
All of it is done. But if you gonna do it, stand on your morals and principles. Stand on it.
Nobody putting a gun to your head and saying make you do these things.
I'm not encouraging you. I'm encouraging you to not do it. But if you gonna not listen to me or whoever else, big brothers, big homies, whatever you want to call us or them, if you gonna do it, make sure you able to do whatever is gonna come your way when them people come for you. Because they gonna come.
They gonna come. It's an inevitability.
Just make sure you can hold it down, please.
And with that said, this has been episode 6 of the Really Kick It podcast. And we out.